The evening air was warm, with the hum of conversation and laughter in the park. Families enjoyed the fading sunlight, children played on the swings, and elderly residents gathered in groups, sharing stories from their youth. Elderly man Wong sat on a park bench with his wife Elena, their hands intertwined as they watched the scene before them. He had spent decades in this neighborhood, witnessing its transformation, embracing the cultural blend that made it home. Officer Marcus Thompson, patrolling the area, noticed the gathering of elderly residents. His brows furrowed as he checked his watch. The park was set to close soon, and he believed in strict adherence to regulations. He approached the group with an air of authority, his stance rigid and unyielding. "Excuse me, sir," Thompson addressed Wong directly. "The park is closing soon. It's time to clear out." Wong nodded politely. "Of course, officer. We were just finishing up." Thompson, however, didn't move. His gaze lingered on Wong, his expression shifting from professional to something more scrutinizing. "You've been here a while, haven't you? Loitering, some might say." Wong tilted his head, sensing the hostility in the officer's tone. "Officer, we're simply enjoying the evening like everyone else." Thompson stepped closer. "This isn't just about tonight. I've seen you around, gathering here late. Some might say you're disrupting the peace. This isn't the Philippines. You should show some respect for this community." Elena gasped softly, gripping Wong's hand tighter. A hush fell over the group, the words cutting through the evening's warmth like a sharp blade. Wong, ever composed, took a breath, his voice calm yet firm. "Officer, I've lived here for many years. I am part of this community." Thompson scoffed. "You don't act like it." Nearby, Lily Tran, a young activist and tech-savvy resident, had been watching the exchange. As Thompson's voice grew harsher, she instinctively reached for her phone and hit record. Her camera captured everything: the officer's aggressive posture, his condescending tone, and Wong's unwavering dignity in the face of intimidation. "I'm going to need you to leave. Now," Thompson said, his hand hovering near his belt. Wong made no sudden movements, but Elena's fear was evident. "Please," she said softly. "We don't want trouble." Thompson smirked. "Then you should have left when I told you to." He reached for Wong's arm, but before he could make contact, Lily stepped forward. "Officer," she called out, her voice loud enough to draw the attention of others nearby. "Why are you harassing an elderly man who did nothing wrong?" Thompson turned sharply. "Stay out of this, miss." "I think the whole world will want to see this," Lily shot back, lifting her phone higher. "You're being recorded." A ripple of murmurs spread through the growing crowd. Others pulled out their phones, capturing the scene from multiple angles. Thompson hesitated, his confidence faltering for the first time. "You're making a mistake," he warned, his voice less assured. "No, you did," Lily countered. "Threatening an elderly community member for no reason? That's unacceptable." The tension was thick. Then, as if on cue, another police vehicle pulled up. Detective Angela Ramirez stepped out, her sharp eyes assessing the situation immediately. She had been sent to investigate recent complaints about Thompson's behavior, and it seemed she had arrived at the perfect moment. "What's going on here?" Ramirez demanded. Thompson stiffened. "Just handling a situation, detective." Lily stepped forward. "No, you were intimidating Mr. Wong without cause, and we have the video to prove it." Ramirez turned to Wong, her expression softening. "Sir, are you all right?" Wong nodded slowly. "I am now." Ramirez turned back to Thompson. "We'll be reviewing that footage. Officer, return to the precinct, now." Thompson hesitated before nodding stiffly and walking away. The crowd erupted in relieved whispers and murmurs of gratitude toward Lily and Ramirez. The video of the incident spread like wildfire on social media. Within hours, it had been viewed millions of times, sparking outrage and calls for accountability. The community rallied behind Wong, organizing a peaceful demonstration to demand better treatment for elderly residents and people of color. Detective Ramirez led an internal investigation, during which more complaints surfaced about Thompson's conduct. Within weeks, he was suspended and shortly thereafter dismissed from the force. Meanwhile, elderly man Wong and his wife were flooded with messages of support. Local organizations stepped forward to honor him, recognizing his contributions to the community. Lily Tran was hailed as a hero, her actions proving that technology and vigilance could challenge injustice in real time. The incident led to significant changes. The police department implemented mandatory bias training, and a community advisory board was established to foster better relationships between law enforcement and residents. The neighborhood, once shaken, emerged stronger and more united. One evening, Wang and Elena returned to the park, surrounded by friends and neighbors. As they sat on the same bench where the ordeal had begun, Wang looked around, feeling the warmth of a community that had stood by him. "Thank you," he said, his voice filled with gratitude. "For standing up, for speaking out. It means everything." Lily, sitting nearby, smiled. "No one deserves to be treated like that. We made sure the world saw the truth." And in that moment, as the sun set over the park, the community knew they had made a difference, together.